Hey Reefers, back with another update on the 120 gallon. Corals are looking great. Everything is actually kind of supercharged here the last little bit. I did change up the flow again. I've just been monitoring, what flow patterns are working out best. So instead of having, before I had a SOW 15 and an SOW 20 and the gyres, and that just seemed to muddle things up. Now I just have the gyres. They're ramping up and down, I believe, to 70 or 80%, just going back and forth 15 seconds at a time with, I think, like a 5-second pause at max speed. The SOW 15s are, I believe, 2 clicks down from the top, and they are on the second mode. I forget exactly which one that one's called, but that seems to be working out really well. All the corals are super happy. Speaking of all the corals, my Top Shelf Aquatics corals are all doing really well. The one little issue is the Laffy Taffy here on this side. It does seem to be getting a lot of flow when that gyre is pushing right over in this section. So that just basically tells me how I need to, what kind of spot I need to look for its permanent placement. But as you can see on this side, super fluffy. Corals or the colors are incredible on it. Great looking coral. All the other corals are doing really great. This guy just, if you could see that little bit right there, it got knocked off the mag rack by a snail, landed down there and was down there. I don't even know. I was out golfing, so could have been an hour, could have been 5 hours. All the corals are doing really well. I can even tell here on, why do I keep forgetting? And this is the coral that I wanted the most. Carolina Reaper. Jeez Louise. The Carolina Reaper has some even new growth since it got in. And that's one thing I want to talk about. So my parameters that I had through the Trident, it was controlled dosing of alkalinity and calcium, which I keep right down there. I did have the alkalinity set at 10 DKH, calcium at 450, and I just dose when it needs it, the magnesium at 1450. After doing a lot of reading, because Walt Disney, it looks great, looks incredible in person. I think it's kind of washed out, at least looking through the camera. Maybe I'll get a lens on here, show some better pictures. I'll probably overlay it right now. It does look really good, but it's not quite the color that I want it to be. So I've been lowering the DKH. When I attempted to lower it from 10 to 9.75, I was going to leave it there for a few weeks to a month and then lower it down to 9.5. As soon as I lowered it to 9.75, it went down to 9.5. It has been gobbling up alkalinity and calcium. So it's 1253 right now. And as you could see, the most recent alkalinity calcium test, I had to up it from 100 and I think it was running at normally 120, and calcium was running at about 83, 85. And it's still, the calcium is just kind of ticking back up. I think it was at 428 yesterday. Or actually, well, we could see. So yeah, calcium, as you can see, it was more up here. It's kind of gone down a little bit, but it's been a little bit of a challenge trying to keep it. I think that was a water change, which I'm going to do another one here in a little while. But as you can see, that alkalinity, that's kind of telling me that everything is uptaking a little bit more. So I think here in about a month, I'll drop the alkalinity down to 9.25. we'll just kind of see how things are looking from there. But everything in the tank's been doing super well. I just gave the 2 tanks some nori. It seems like the bluefish always go after it a little bit. They pick off those little scraps along with Orky, the Orchid dotty back right there. She seems to get a lot of the little pieces. So some of the new growth, if you saw the last video, I had dropped a power head on that pink elephant, which is that kind of reddish Montipora or whatever it is. Not a Monty. But down there near the bottom, you could kind of tell where it broke off, but it's already, already completely healed up in a week. Grown right back over. That TSA Sin City, it just keeps stretching out more and more every day, which it hadn't moved in months. And then just in the past month and a half has finally stretched out. So can't wait for that to finally do something. It seems like it's always those easy starter corals like that green dude and the giant purple stylo back there that were growing like nobody's business. But now some of the higher end corals are starting to grow out. So hopefully that Walt Disney and that and I have noticed that this Big R Walt Disney, it's kind of growing down the side more. I would like it to sprout up some. I just haven't seen it yet. Everything in the tank's doing really well, except for this dude. He has lost a lot of color. He's been swimming kind of upright, and he's been like that for about 2-3 days. No clue, nothing's changed, except for that little alkalinity change, but that shouldn't bother him. As you could see, let's see if we can get in there. He does have some attack. You know, it looks like he's been chomped on a little bit. I think that this is the medium blue Ocellaris. Where's the big one at? Oh, big's back there hiding. So he's a jerk along with clownfish. Clownfish likes biting me. The blue Ocellaris likes biting other fish. He doesn't go after the big tangs. He only goes after the smaller fish, and he has seemed to calm down since, as we call him, medium has kind of been over in that corner. I don't know what's going on. If you guys have any information, let me know. But in this video, I just kind of wanted to show off some of the growth that's going on in the tank. I wish that dude would grow out some. It's still got great color, and I think it's grown down the plug a little bit, but it hasn't. I haven't seen any noticeable or notable response from it. Yeah, everything else seems to be doing super well. The jack-o'-lantern's grown out even more. I could tell that. The red brick Cyphastria keeps growing out. It'll be over the top of that plug in no time. It was bothering that that purple and pink chalice, but I kind of cut it back a little bit. So, or it was kind of like showing skeletal damage there at the edge where those two meet. I wish the Goniopora would grow, but I don't really want to touch in there to see if it's going off onto the sides, you know, growing out. But keeps looking really good. I really can't wait until the Bill Murray and the Carolina Reaper start growing big, thick branches and are really pushing out some high quality sticks. But yeah, you see these guys, they're all branching out. This guy, God Lord, you two, that one just keeps getting bigger and bigger. So yeah, everything in the tank's doing really well. I'm gonna have to cut this Montipora back again. This is an Aquaman. I think it needs a little bit more flow to show off all the cool colors, because right now it's just kind of covered in orange. If it was more in the middle, rather than just on the side of the tank, it'd be a little bit more impressive, but still very cool. And I love feeding it because when you feed it, the colors, you know, all those polyps shrink up and you can see all the colors underneath. Lobo back there, beautiful. This, it's a pink something or red something, I can't remember exactly. It's grown out a little bit more since in the last month, but not much. Hopefully that does something. And for some reason, the green slimer that used to just took off. It kind of stalled out for a while, but you could see all those little nubs that are kind of new growthish, kind of whitish. So hopefully that dude will be popping out here before too long as it's not covering Walt Disney, yellow tip, any of the cool coral that I really want to grow. So I think my next plan is to just basically keep everything the same. Keep doing what I'm doing. It seems to be working. Monty down here, it's almost all closed up. Just got that little gap in between of space. Everybody's just doing great. So hopefully we can keep it that way. And until next time, keep on reefing.